Good and bad pauses. How to sound like a native speaker. Lesson 1. Sounding fluent is a big issue for many people taking tests. I think the biggest misconception here might be that a lot of people think that if you pause too much when you're speaking, it could affect your score or your results on your test. This is tricky. The answer here is yes and no. Yes, pausing too much can affect your fluency when speaking, and so it can affect how the tester or examiner sees your English. That's true. But the answer is also no. Pausing is good if it's done well, if it's done naturally. And natural pausing does not affect fluency. In fact, it improves comprehension. So, a certain type of pausing you do not want to do, but natural pausing you do want to do. Now that may sound confusing, so let's look at this. I'm going to give you 3 examples, and I want you to tell me which one sounds like a native speaker to you. Okay, example 1.
Well, my house has 3 bedrooms. It's nearby the subway. On the weekends it can be quite noisy because of the busy streets.
Example 2. Well, my house has 3 bedrooms, and it is near. Example 3. Well, my house has 3 bedrooms and it's near the subway. On weekends, the neighborhood can be quite noisy because of the busy streets. Okay, so you've heard 3 different versions of that response. Which one do you think is a native speaker? Well, it's quite obvious. Example 3, of course, is a native speaker. The other examples have problems. Example 1, there are no pauses. A lot of candidates, a lot of people doing tests speak very quickly like this without pauses. It's not good, and it's hard to comprehend, and it does not sound like a native speaker. Example 2 is also typical of non-native speakers. Some non-native speakers speak too quickly with no pauses, but others have too many pauses. They pause between every word, and they often have a lot of repetition. Example 3 has natural pauses, and we'll talk about natural pauses and how to speak naturally and pause naturally. So why should you pause? Well, there's basically 3 good reasons. It improves comprehension. If you pause, the speaker can listen to you and basically comprehend and process the information more easily. The first example would have been very hard to comprehend because it was too fast. Number 2, it's natural. Of course, native speakers pause in certain places, and in other places they don't pause. They put words together. This is called clustering, and it's indicative of a native speaker. The third reason, it gives you more time to think. The more you pause and you slow down things, the more time you have to think of better responses, choose better vocabulary, and maybe use the correct grammar instead of using broken English. So there's a lot of good reasons to pause. So the big question here is, when should you pause? And when shouldn't you pause? Well, example 2, you shouldn't pause between every word, of course. That's wrong, and that shows that you're a non-native speaker of English, or any language, I think. But there are places you should pause. For instance, after discourse markers. So here, well, pause. My house has 3 bedrooms. So often after discourse markers we have a little pause. You should also pause between clauses and phrases. So here you can see essentially 5 pauses, including the pause between the discourse marker. Well, my house has 3 bedrooms. It's near the subway. On weekends, the subway can get quite noisy because of the busy streets. So here you have pauses between phrases in English and clauses between subordinate clauses and coordinate clauses. Notice these pauses are signified in writing by a comma. Commas actually mean a pause to some extent. So if you know how to see different phrases and clauses in English, it's very simple. Pause between them. Not a long time, but give enough time, and try and cluster the words together inside the clause. Don't pause between the words inside the clause, but pause outside of the clause. So, well, my house has 3 bedrooms. Pause. It's near the subway. Pause. And if you can do that, you can sound like a native speaker. And that's very important for being understood and also for doing tests in English. I hope this can help you on your path to becoming fluent in English. If you need any other help in tutoring or advice, please check out our videos or contact us at this email or this web page for more advice and expertise for tests and improving your English. Thank you.